Good evening, chat, internet folks, and people, humans and otherwise. It's the 2nd of January, Friday, so you know we're doing the Friends thing. And hopefully the stream is not doing anything crazy. Hopefully also somebody will let me know sooner than later. But pending everything being all right, we're going to start off with the tactics as we normally do. Got to do the tactical lifting, then we'll get to playing some games with viewers and whatnot. Having a good time otherwise. And yeah. So yeah, let's start out. It's obviously a back rank mate. Looks like a free piece. I mean, at the very least. Take, queen blocks by force, and mate. Another back ranker. One sec. Just want to make sure I could see the chat. Yeah. Right on. Back rank. In your face, mate. In your face, mate. In your face, checkmate down there on H2. Another in your face, mate. In your face, mate in 2. In your face, mate. Bunch of in your face mates. Boom, in your face with the bishop. Boom, that's gonna give us an in your face or a smothered mate. Looks like he's gonna go for the smothered. Now we're gonna do another in your face mate in 2. This looks like a knight and a bishop checkmate in 2 with the rook stopping some craziness. Let's see here. What color? Oh, playing white. Looks like we're probably gonna have to push and take. Probably we push and take this one. Because if we take here, then it'll go back here. And now I guess, gotta take this one now. Looks like a mate in 3 on the back rank. Pardon me. All right, takes and run like the wind. All right, mate on the back rank. That's all taken. Mate on the back rank. That's all taken. Uh-oh, we're down a piece. How do we win? I guess we got to take that. Step here. Stop the king from leaving. And checkmate. Take the rook. Looks like mate and 1 right there. In your face. And what do we have here? We could check with the pawn. Then the king would leave. And then we could take this one. And then the king would have to take. I would want to check again, but actually we could check with the rook, and that's going to be good. Well, that controls both the squares. That'll be a mate. That's something to look out for there. Maybe we attack the queen with the knight. And the rook with the queen and the rook. I like that. Boy, if we could just play bishop here, it would be checkmate. That's not possible, but this one is. Uh-oh. What I meant to do is this. So that means that we could take, check, and then capture the knight, on either of those squares. This is a smothered mate in 3. Double check. Queen d1, knight c2. I mean, that's a triple attack. What happens after takes and king h8? I guess there may be bishop g5. And this king is very far away. To check here or to check here? This one, and then what are we doing? But this one allows the rook to get behind. And that's just mate because the pawn and the queen hold these squares. Knight's pinned. Bishop's kind of hanging, attacking the rook. This check is interesting because it forces this. And bishop d3, queen takes d3 as a mate. That's all the way across the board for the dub. Hey, what's up, Aaron? Good to see you. This move forces this when this check is forcing the mate. We could take this and after captures, snag here and continue attacking. Yep, I mean, what else is there? Oof, takes. Bishop f1, rook takes f1, checkmate. Step in and win. And we're in check, and if we take, then there are more checks and things, but we take with the knight, and there are no checks. Seal the deal. Happy New Year, Aaron. How you been? Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. All right. Let's go. This check is actually just made in 2. I mean, this is plausible. But the other thing is, after king here, what do we have? That's king. Where are we going? Check. King here. Maybe we actually just go here so that there is no here. So check, king here, check. Then check, or check and check. But if king goes here, that forces this check. Then we have check. King over. Then this check. But if the king steps here, so we have this check. This check. This check is mate. Ugh. Is there something simple? No, apparently not. Apparently not. Apparently there isn't a simpler fashion. Okay. Queen's attacked. This looks good. This at least saves the knight. This also, coincidentally, may save the knight. Actually, knight here might be a problem. Attacking the rook, and it's defended. My knight's hanging. Looks like in it to win it, threatening a check. In it to win it, trading off, and then we can jump out. Attack the rook. Let's say rook here. What are we doing? I'm not sure what's happening here. There's also perhaps there's just knight check, bishop takes, queen takes, check, attacking both pieces. Attacking B3, C3 and D1. That's the way. This is the square that the knight forks. So if the king is on either of these squares, then this is a fork square. So the way to get there easily would be here. Because king h4 is mate again for rook h3. So knight here, king here, and we're almost there. Pop them. You cannot go up again. And if you go, you can go to these squares. When I will check you again, and you will go back here. It might need charge. Okay, what was I thinking about? Oh, no, you're all right. Actually, maybe something. Well, we don't necessarily have to go to G5. There is G1, but I don't see how that gets around. But maybe there's this check that forces this, and then knight here is mate. Yeah, because after this check, the king can't go back. I like getting closer. First thought, get the pawn there, king. Pretty well. I mean, you could go here. I could make a knight and then take, and then I'd at least be winning. So that's a good variation. Let's say you stop it, and then I do what? I could just play here and take, and then queen. But okay, check. King f8, queen g3. Queen takes. And takes and rook takes is no good. But queen g3 first. How do you defend that square? Probably should push the pawn, but there is perhaps queen d7. But maybe that fails to just pawn takes king f8, queen g6, threatening queen h7 and king h8, queen h8, and then f8 queen. But then there's also just checking in queen c6, and then after captures, pawn push. And how do you stop queen e8? I don't know. I don't have the answer. Okay, looks like I would like to start with a check for 100. And then a check, and then you do this, and then how do we mate you? I guess we have to play this check, because if king g1, there's this mating on h2, g1, g2, and if the other way, there's the back rank mate. This is a fork, so we bring the rook to that square and fork. Well, this move is more forcing because you kind of have to play rook here and then check, and okay, yeah, I'm game. I'm in for that. There's back rank things, perhaps. This bishop is also hanging. This queen may be attacked. Ah, okay, yeah. So there's this threat. Oh, if captures, then bishop captures. Actually, why? Oh, yeah. Captures, bishop captures. Rook e1, bishop takes e1. Queen. Here, there's queen g3, but also just bishop g3, maybe. Because then the queen and bishop can meet up. What am I missing? Just play queen h4. Rook takes rook, takes h3, g3. That doesn't look promising. What's the problem? Whoa. Okay, let's not disregard this yet. Because after check, there are two moves. Ah, wait a minute. Even after this, there's this. So wait a minute. Okay, takes, queen here. If bishop here, then push. Hitting this bishop. And if bishop takes, pawn takes is not an option. but the back rank is free because the bishop and the queen don't meet up here. So after rook takes, bishop takes, queen here, bishop g3 is a blunder to this move. And so that's not playable. So takes, queen here. There are only two options here. If queen goes, then we play, I think, the same move because the queen is stuck to the bishop. And if takes, queen here, g3. We just take the bishop. All right, I'll take it. All right, and we'll continue. All right, there's a fork here. It's knight's hanging. There's an attack here. In fact, there maybe just takes. Queen takes. Because this is a big threat. And you don't get out of anything by playing f3 because rook g2 and queen h1 is mate. And you can't, you have to take it. There's this capture. Seeking out this, but that's not an option. But I guess this is a thing. Push, takes. There's a pin. But I guess check takes should be enough. This is defended. If we step away, this would end in perhaps rook takes and some check, picking this off. So knight back, this is controlled. I mean, if takes, then what do we have? Takes and check and things. Take and check and things. I mean, here seems just very strange. But okay, we're already losing the rook if takes, and then we get to play check. The king cannot step forward because of the fork and capture. So if rook takes, which is, I mean, whatever, some move. Let's say rook takes, and then knight check. This is forced, and then you are getting checkmated. Yeah, which is interesting. So what do you have? You would have a check and then captures, and the king is far away and safe. If we went here, there could be a rook check, maybe. Then we'd have to go back, or if we went here, there could, yes, this bishop check. And then we are doomed. Yeah, we're dead there. I think we have to go here. And then play check. Which is what I calculated at first. Mm-hmm. This feels like rook takes queen here, and we're covering both squares, and nothing can block. I'm going with that. There's check and takes. Pawn takes is forced. Queen takes rook check. King up, and how do we rope a dope? How do we do the thing? Maybe we just check, and after king takes, queen f1 check. Try to goad him into pinning the queen, or yeah, something of that nature. I don't see that we start with anything other than that this knight's pin, so yeah, gonna have to go with that. And I'm thinking that we could play this check. But there's also queen check takes, bishop check, king over, and mate. So that's the way. That would be the way. Chat, you're more than welcome to, chime in if you have any suggestions as well. If I'm too slow for you, let me know. Normally we would play this check, but then this happens here. Maybe we need to play check first. Yeah, that's winning, and if you go here, same deal.